Yes, no, everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today we're back. The A-League is back tonight, and we're going to do our predictions for game week 1 of the 25-26 A-League season. Now, if you have any suggestions on how I should keep track of the scoring, I guess, for this season, let me know down in the comments. Not 100% sure how I want to run the predicts for this season. I know it's just going to be me. Maybe we'll get some guests from time to time, but majority of the time it's just going to be me. But let's get into it. Let me know what you want to see from this prediction series this season. Anyway, like I said, let's get into it. First game of the new season, Adelaide United, Sydney FC. Now, if you didn't see my A-League ladder predictions for this season, I'm not massive on both of these teams coming to this season. Adelaide, look, you never know what's going to really happen with Adelaide. Sydney FC, I'm not really too optimistic at the moment about their season. I'm not sure if he's the guy to take them forward. I don't think he'll be there for much this season, to be completely honest. But down in Adelaide, they normally get a massive crowd for their first home game of the season against a big side. I'm going to back Adelaide to get the job done on this one, and so much so, I'm going to go with a 3-1 win for Adelaide against Sydney FC to kick off the season down there at Cooper Stadium. Alright, second game of the season, Brisbane versus Macarthur. Now, once again, if you didn't see my ladder predictions, what are you doing? Go and watch it. But I predicted Macarthur pretty low for this season. That was my one kind of bold pick to miss the 6, and I had them to miss the 6 quite convincingly as well. Brisbane, I actually had to make the 6. Now, they've had a pretty good off season. I'm a big fan of most of the signings they've made this season. Interested to see who starts in that goalkeeping position. You'd imagine Buzanis comes in and takes that starting spot from Macklin Freak, but you never know. Could very well still have that number 1 spot, Macklin Freak. Also interested to see how they set up. They've brought in a lot of midfield and defensive options. Interested to see who kind of is still around and in the main part of the squad this season from that's left over from the Zadkovic kind of Khan and Aloisi era, to say. I'm going to be at this one. Going to be interesting. Might do a vlog for this one. I think in front of looks like it's going to be a decent crowd there at Suncorp Stadium. I think Brisbane will get the job done over Macarthur. And I think there's going to be a couple of goals in this game as well. I'm going to go with a 4-2 win for Brisbane in this one. All right, to kick off the A-League on Super Saturday, don't forget we also have the 2 championships kicking off on Saturday before these games. So you could literally sit on the couch if you're on the east coast of Australia from about midday to midnight. It's going to be absolutely immense. But we kick it off with the Wanderers taking on Melbourne City. I'm pretty high on the Wanderers this season. I think we're going to have a pretty good season. I know I'm wearing a Melbourne Heart kit at the moment, but I am a Wanderers fan, and I'm pretty happy with how our squad kind of sits in coming up to this season. Melbourne City, I'm still pretty big on. I think they've got a really good squad, so much so that I think this game is going to end in a draw, and it's going to be a 1-1 draw at home to kick off the season. And then the prime time game on Saturday night, Melbourne Victory, Auckland FC, a rematch of last year's semi-final. Auckland won one leg, but Victory ultimately came away with the better of them and made it to that grand final, which they ultimately lost to City. But Victory, I mean, their squad, for me, looks insane this season as well. John Rowe, I think, is going to be a massive addition to that midfield. Yes, they've lost a lot of firepower. Fornaroli, Arzani, just to name a few, Teague. Like, they've lost a lot of firepower, but like I said in my predictions, go watch it if you haven't already. What are you doing? I think they're going to be one of the best teams in the league this season, and I think they start off the season pretty strong down there at Amy Park. And I'm going to say they kick it off with a 2-1 win against Auckland. I think Sam Cosgrove get on the score sheet for Auckland. And yeah, I just think Victory will be too good to get over Auckland in this first game. And the last game on the Saturday, Perth Glory, Wellington Phoenix, the original distance derby. look, I'm not massive on these teams coming into this season. Perth just keep making these signings that I don't know, it doesn't really make sense with the direction of their squad they're going in my opinion. I just really can't figure out if they're building a squad for certain abilities or they're just seeing a player picking up a player. Like, it just, I don't know, it doesn't really make sense. Wellington kind of haven't really strengthened that much, and not enough for me anyway to be overly competitive in the A-League this season. But when Chiefy first took over of Wellington, that's what we thought as well, right? We didn't think they would be very competitive at all. They ended up obviously coming second in the league and making it all the way to the semi-final. I really can't pick this. But I think it's going to be entertaining. I think we're going to have another draw, and I think we're going to go with a 2-2 draw in this one. And the last game of game week 1 is a massive one, the F3 derby. Mariners taking on the Jets. Jets obviously coming off that massive high of the Australia Cup win. Mariners, they've got their new, I guess, interim head coach in Warren Moon. Interesting to see how he works with the squad, especially coming in week of not only the first week of the A-League, but first week of it, like, it's a derby week as well. It's a massive week down there on the Central Coast. So look, it might be a bit too turbulent to kind of get that new manager bounce, in my opinion. So I think the Jets are going to take out this one. They just look too strong at the moment. And obviously they've got Battalato back as well. He wasn't even in that Australia Cup final. Interested to see how they play with Clayton Taylor, Eli Adams, see how Oscar Fryer does as well. Ben Gibson, will he start in that number 9 role? Look, I think that regardless, I think they're going to be too strong to get over the Mariners. I think it's going to be a bit of a rumping as well. I'm going to go for a 4-1 win for the Jets in this one. But there you go. There are my predictions for game week 1. Once again, let me know what you want to see out of this channel kind of going forward in this A-League season. Got a championship watch along on Sunday as well, so make sure you tune in for that. I'll be keeping an eye on that Mariners Jets fixture as well, but focus for that stream is on the championship, so make sure you tune into that one. Going to be watching Moreton City versus South Melbourne. Also going to be watching the 2 other games that are simultaneously kicking off at that time at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time up here in Queensland. So make sure you tune in for that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, because the A-League is back, baby. How good is it? How good is it to have so much Australian football happening at the moment? So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the channel. But yeah, let me know what you want to see from the channel going forward in this massive summer of Australian football. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.